Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again, and today we're bringing you some Aatrox, Xolaani, Reaver. And Aatrox is not really a champion in this deck. I mean, he is for sure. There are some games that you can win with Aatrox, but we only play one Aatrox because the whole idea with this deck is that we're playing Reaver with Xolaani with multiple equipment. The Aatrox gives us access to the Darkin Ballista, the Darkin Bloodletters, and gives us access to Xolaani, and we combine that with Bilgewater. That's the only way that you can kind of get all those two equipment and the Xolaani and Bilgewater together. The idea with this deck is pretty simple. With Bilgewater and Reaver's Row, we can just always have our little 1-drops be buffed up, and every time that they're dying, they're buffing Xolaani up more and more and more. So by the time that you get to like turn 7, Xolaani is probably already going to be at 16-16, and you just attack with a big overwhelm and just win the game. That's the game plan with this deck. So hope you enjoy the games coming up soon. If you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LoR videos every single day. I'll see you at the end of the video for some mulligan and in-depth breakdown. In this matchup, we go against Sett Karma. We can just aggro them down, I guess. Like try to aggro them down first. The Mystic is a problem here. I like the double equipment. I like double equipment, and I kind of like the Jagged Taskmaster a little bit. I like the Jagged Taskmaster too. The problem is if the opponent has the Mystic next turn, then we lose this girl for free. So I think we have to go Buru Cultist and then give her the Bloodletters first. That way if the opponent does Mystic this, we at least get the Dark Control in our hand, right? In our field. And this is great. This is also good. So now we can guarantee to get the Dark Control even if the opponent has a Mystic. If they don't have a Mystic, they just, yeah, that's cool. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just hit them for this amount of damage. I'm gonna hit them for 5. Because I also have the second equipment. So just like that, opponent takes 5. We can play Watchful Idol and actually give the Bloodletters to the Watchful Idol too. So that when the Watchful Idol dies, we get a Dark Control. Alright. If the opponent taps out of 2, I'll go ahead and play the Cultist. They don't tap out of 2. Like, they could have another Mystic here. It's my problem. So I don't want to play this. Let's go ahead and do this now. Let's go ahead and do this now. We know that this is going to die in a couple turns, and it's going to advance our Xolaani, right? We can push another 5 damage here and then enable the Jagged Taskmaster and be in a good position. Because once the Jagged Taskmaster comes down, if the opponent kills this tentacle, it's okay because we're going to get another tentacle back anyways. So once the Jagged Taskmaster comes down, I can play the Cultist because even if she dies, we still get to advance our Xolaani, right? So I don't want to play this Blue Cultist because she would just die for free, right? Without advancing our Xolaani. So now we can go Taskmaster and all my 1-drops do 1 more damage. And we can actually go ahead and play Bloodletters on the Taskmaster herself. Because now we know that the opponent's going to have a hard time dealing with this. I might actually opt to do an Ending Wave next turn. So I'm going to hold back on summoning the Buru in case that I need the mana. Right? Yeah, let's go an Ending Wave here. Beautiful. We go Reaver's Row. Let the opponent kill one of these. Again, we're just advancing our Xolaani.
Get paid. Welcome to the arena.
We're just advancing our Xolaani whenever we can. We get a Dark Control here. Aftershock, okay. Aftershock is going to the Reaver's Road and not going to my units. So that's cool. We just develop, by the way. We don't take it easy, we just develop. So we go Darkin Ballista here. Put this one out of range of the 1 mana, the 3 mana spell. We can also get Aatrox anytime that we play the Darkin Heart, by the way. I don't know if I want to just yet. The Bloodletters and the Watchful Idol is kind of funny again, but I'm pretty sure that the opponent's going to kill something else. Like, I'm pretty sure the opponent's more likely to kill the Tentacle I guess they can't kill the tentacle. They're probably gonna kill this Buru, right? Stun. Okay, so we play the Buru now. Forcing to have a Mystic here. So they have to have a Mystic here before I can put these Blood Letters. You don't want me to put these Blood Letters on this cultist. High, no Mystic. Yeah, there we go. Just like we said. Do we play the Blood Letters in the Tentacle? We could put the Blood Letters on the Tentacle. But I kind of like the Blood Letters on this Watchful Idol. So I'm just going to go Darkened Heart and put the Blood Letters on the Watchful Idol instead. These a lot of damage. We still have our Blood Letters here. Even if the opponent kills this, it's going to come back. If we're going to get another one.
I see every move.
Yeah, you can kill this. We're going to get another one here and another one here. We can have Aatrox. We're also pushing a lot of World Ender value here. The problem is going to be this Sett. This Sett leveled up. And we have another Unending Wave too, so that's also amazing. So let's go ahead and put the Blood Letters on this guy. So everything has equipment, so it's going to advance my Aatrox. No Xolaani. Opponent's at 27 plus 8. Okay. We go Unending Wave one more time, by the way. Just, again, we're kind of forcing the opponent here to kill these cards that have Blood Letters on them. Opponent already got their Sett to 1 HP earlier, so it doesn't even matter. Let's go Shell Shocker. Let's go Shell Shocker. Give it the Darkened Ballista. We can play this Watchful Idol, get this Tentacle even bigger, and we can play the Jagged Butcher. Because opponent activated their Sett last turn, right? Because they kill... Yeah, they had to kill... Yeah, so they cannot even attack with the Sett without losing the Sett. The question is, do we develop next turn? I think we develop next turn, by the way. I think because we have this... Because we're going to have this Dark Control coming into the field, we always develop. Because anything that the opponent has... It's gonna be at fast speed. So I think we always develop because we're gonna get a unit here. The opponent has 1 coin, so they shouldn't be able to get the Sett level up and be able to get, like, opponent's what? 16 away from the Sett level up? I don't think next time they're able to play 16 mana worth of cards, right? I don't think they're able to play 16 mana's worth of cards. Okay, so they're gonna go ahead and kill... Yeah, it doesn't matter. You already use your Sett. So if they trade here, which I actually think they should, by the way. If they trade here, they're just giving me progress towards the World Ender, unless they kill the Butcher. And they're losing their Sett anyways. And that feels bad, because if they have a second Sett, they can at least go for the Face Breaker. That's the only punish for us to develop. So the one punish here for us developing is that Face Breaker. Aftershock? Okay, so that's fine. I mean, you just use your Aftershock like that, and the Tentacle's still gonna get +2 out of it. And we still get a Dark Control. Which... What's this at? What is this World Ender at? Is it at 5? Is it at... Okay, no, it's at 11. It's still pretty far away. Still pretty far away, unfortunately. I think I like the Blood Letters on the Dark Control. Even though it's not going to get me another Dark Control. And again, we're going to just continue developing until the opponent gives me a reason not to. Because the thing is that they could have... So notice how they used 2 spells last turn. They used Coin and Aftershock. So they should have the 2 mana Caustic Rift. So the 2 mana Caustic Rift can kill this Shell Shocker and this if we don't put the Blood Letters on it. So I think it's correct for us to put the Blood Letter, or we can put the Ballista on it, right? That's probably better. We can put the Blood Letters on this Shell Shocker and transfer the Ballista to this side.
You cannot avert oblivion.
The Sett stun gives them some... Okay, now they they ended up with the Caustic Grip now. So they play the Caustic Grip now. Like we mentioned, I had a good hunch that they were going to have the Caustic Grip. We can go ahead and play this here. So what we needed to do is that instead of Aatrox, we had to actually swap and put the Blood Letters on the Shell Shocker. We'll go here, and we'll put the Ballista on the Buru. And if your opponent has a second Caustic Grip, they get to kill these 2 units and survive. But I still want to put them in a position where they have to block everything. And we still will get double Dark Control to attack again next turn. So it was our misplay. I forgot, like, I was thinking of the Caustic Rift, but in order to play around the Caustic Rift, I definitely had to go ahead and swap the equipment on the Shell Shocker, knowing that he was gonna die to the Caustic Rift, and he would have given me another Dark Control, which we could play the Darkin Ballista on right now if the opponent didn't do the Caustic Rift right away. They get the Mixologist, so that gives him another blocker. We can go ahead and put the Darkin Ballista here, just so that it can count towards Aatrox. We attack again. If opponent has like a Mystic Shot or something, they can kill Aatrox, I guess.
Let's throw down.
But we still have the World Ender.
You could use a drink.
And they're gonna sacrifice their set. Oh no, they're gonna have Tag Out. They're gonna Tag Out and keep their set alive and rely. So they're gonna rely on the Sett Showstopper. Okay. They're gonna rely on the Sett Showstopper next turn. And they got that from the Clockney, so it costs 1 less. They get 2 coins. So they have to spend 12 mana next turn. They get 9. They're gonna be at 10. This is gonna be 11. We cannot play any of these equipments, unfortunately. We can pass. We can play this equipment on this Troll, so that we can get it out of range of a Caustic Rift. Okay, so opponent should be able to get this. The opponent should be able to get the Showstopper, right? No question about it. Here's the question, though. Do we just play this World Ender right now? Probably not, right? Because if the opponent Showstoppers the Aatrox, I'm not gonna have the discount. I'm not gonna have the discount anyways if the opponent goes for the Showstopper on the Aatrox. So I don't think we do anything. I think we just I think we just go Darkin Ballista. I think we go Darkin Ballista. No matter what, if the opponent kills this Jagged Taskmaster, even with the Showstopper, we get another Dark Control back. So we go Darkin Ballista here. Keep this out of range of the Showstopper kill. Let the opponent obliterate the Aatrox. That's fine. So the opponent can kill this Dark Control. If we World Ender right now, like if we World Ender right now, this is worth it. Now this is worth it. Even if the opponent obliterates this, this is worth it. I just get such big units, and the Naganeka will be able to kill the set at the end of the... Like, opponent's gonna be forced here to obliterate this Naganeka, because this Naganeka is gonna kill the set at the end of the turn. Yep. Now they cannot even kill the Xolaani. They cannot even kill the Xolaani. I could give them the Corsair for them to kill if they want to. You have to do it on Naganeka. You have to do it on the Naganeka, because she's gonna just kill your set at the beginning of the turn.
Why don't you sit this one out?
We have double Overwhelm. We have to just press OK here. She already has a Darkin Blood Letters on her, because we cannot play this Corsair until after the opponent attacks with Sett. If the opponent attacks with the Sett, then we can play this. We can play this second Xolaani. If the opponent doesn't attack with the Sett, then we still have access to this Aatrox.
No holds barred.
And this is game losing right here, right?
Hurry up so I can kill.
I think the Financier was the throw. I think the Financier was the throw. I guess I still always have the World Ender to get a Nega Neka. So we just go Corsair here. And we just go Xolaani on the Corsair. And we have triple Overwhelm. And we have his Aatrox, which can give me a lot of draw. We have to open just because of the Karma, right? We have to open because of the Karma. And the potential for a fast-speed showstopper. We're not getting our Xolaanis, and this sucks. So let's say that the opponent has Recall. They still lose the set. They take 2 damage. So they could have Recall, or Stuns. Heads Obliterator and a Stun as well. Yeah, Heads Obliterator. It kills the Bloodletters here. They get the Stun. And they could still have access to Karma, right? So they could still have access to Karma here. We can go Reverse Row.
Ye started without me.
And I know I'm gonna get at least a unit on the next turn, on the next attack. So this is guaranteed to give me another unit. And here we go. Come to Mama. Come to Mama. Let's go. Alright. We just pass. We just pass. Because the opponent's gonna have place your bets. Oh wait. So they cannot play Sett anymore. So the reason I wanted to pass is I wanted to play around the Sett. But the opponent just did this, which means that they don't have access to Sett. They don't have access to Sett anymore. Oh, wait a second. No, even with this, it's okay. They can only get up to... This is giving them 2 coins. So at most, they can only get 3 mana. So we just go here. And this should win us the game. Let's go. We have this guy and another guy that's going to get transformed. If the opponent kills Xolaani, I might actually go ahead for the double trouble. Because the thing is that this doesn't transform Darkin followers. So it doesn't transform the Aatrox or the Xolaani. Right? But it will transform the Jagged Butcher and whatever we get from here. I just didn't think it was correct to replace the Xolaani. But the Xolaani does lose to a Mystic here, which is a little bit frustrating. But I think that this gets us there. At most, the opponent could only get that 4 mana, as you saw right there. So they had no mana to be able to get a set, and that's what makes me feel comfortable playing this Xolaani out. We get the Reverse Row, and we get the triple Xolaani, Aatrox, is Aatrox still attacking? Please let me see it. Thank you. Thank you, opponent. There we go. 26, 26, 26, 10, 10. Double draw. You can't stop this. I don't care if you have Karma on the field. Alright, that was a fun game. A long one. We got to see it all in this game, though, with this deck. We got to see the Reverse Row. We got to see the Aatrox. We got to see all the equipment, how much it adds up over time. And then we got to see the big Xolaani, which is everything that we were working for. That's why we tried to get that Jagged Taskmaster enabled early, and that we only lost units once they were buffed, is so that Xolaani could be like this. 26, 26. So, GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Gnar Norra. Oh, this deck has a lot of removal. And they do play Scorched Earth as well. Wow. We don't get a 1-drop either. The Bloodletters are so good. I think I like the Ballista and the Bloodletters, because we can always play the Ballista on the Dark Control. But I'm kind of concerned about not having any 1-drops. I like the double equipment, though. Oh, this is the best that we could find. Unless the opponent just straight up plays the Pie Shot. Like, if they play the Pie Toss right here, or the Group Shot, they're Giga Chats, but they're not Giga Chats. So we get our Bloodletters, we get to push 3 damage, and now we're talking. Now we're talking, right? They don't have it. They didn't have it, wow. So we can actually go Shell Shocker again. Play the Ballista. And down to block with this Shell Shocker as well, if you want me to. Okay, they go ahead and kill the correct one. So I guess at this point, we'll just go ahead and
We'll take this
play the
battle
ballista on this one then, right? Yeah, let's just go ahead and play the ballista on it. It means that this is not gonna die though, which is frustrating. What if we don't attack? What if we don't attack with this? What if we just attack here? Let them block if they want to. I just wanted to be able to buff this one up, right? So that when she dies, we buff our Xolaani. So what if we just leave it like this? If the opponent wants to give me the block here, the only downside is that obviously we don't have any other equipment aside from the bloodletters itself. So now we can go bloodletters here. And just play the Darkin Ballista on this guy, or we can always wait. Now let's go ahead and do it now. Let's play the Darkin Ballista here. Let's play the Watchful Idol. So now when the Baru Cultist dies, it's gonna give me another Darkin Troll. This is gonna buff each other, so that's pretty nice. Opponent shouldn't attack here. Their goal now is to just chill, right? Yeah, their goal is to just chill here. I'll attack with everything.
aim for the heart.
I'll attack with everything here. Because everything is gonna buff my Xolaani up. We can actually get another Dark Control, by the way, by putting it on the Watchful Idol. And also advance our Xolaani again. So if the opponent doesn't kill these guys, I'm chilling.
Cup of tea? Fine by me.
I'm gonna go here first. If the opponent kills this, I'm okay with that. Like, if they kill it before I can put my bloodletters on it, I think I'm cool with that, right? We'll go here. This unending wave is risky just because he could get us our Xolaani. And that's too much of a risk for me to take. The problem is that the opponent's gonna go broad mid next turn. The opponent's gonna have the broad mid next turn, and that is a big concern. We have another equipment, so this makes this Dark Control better. So we can go here. I think I'm in a good position where I can just slowly go and try to kill their units. I just need to be worried about the broad main, right? I just need to be worried about this broad main. And that's fine. I mean, I guess the opponent could have the pastry here. I don't want to play this Corsair just yet. I think this Corsair is better off as the game goes on. The opponent has one portal. This is still a lot of damage. We probably should have put it on one of these guys though, right? It's too easy for the opponent to kill her. It's too easy for the opponent to kill her, so I'm just gonna attack. Opponent can kill this. Like, I need to have them just run out of cards, right? Like, I need to play Xolaani on their attack turn when the opponent's thinking that I have no way to protect my unit. So they're gonna kill this. Scorch Earth? Yeah, that's awesome. Take it, take it, take it. We can also play Naganeka to kill the Brahmin as well, or at least bait our response.
The water stings good.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, you can kill it. That's fine. Because this is what I'm gonna do again. I'm gonna go here. And what's gonna happen now is that I can play the Corsair. Oh well, I guess let's play the Double Trouble first. But I can play the Corsair when this dies, and it's gonna buff up the Corsair. But I'm gonna play the Double Trouble first, just because I don't want it to get discarded either. It's not, the opponent's putting a lot of cards, right? The opponent's putting a lot of cards on the field. Like they're spending a lot of spells. So there's a chance that we could go for this Xolaani if the opponent taps out of answers. Like, if the opponent taps out of the way to kill this Xolaani, we might just go for Xolaani. But it's very easy for the opponent to have like double pie toss or group shot to kill Xolaani if we play her. So I think we just need to try to play chill for now. Like, I think we can just play this Corsair. Like, right here, opponent's gonna have what? The Poké Stick? So I think we can start with this Corsair, get ourselves the Dark Control. Get ourselves the Dark Control. Like, do I just say okay here? Like, when should I play this Xolaani? There has to be a time where I can play this Xolaani. Maybe we just put pressure for now. Opponent's gonna get another blocker with the portal. They can kill this with a Poke Stick. We tapped ourselves out of the Xolaani. We could play this Xolaani just like this as a 7/7 and try to bait our response here. And maybe that was better than putting the Ballista here. Like, I need them to commit the answers. I need them to commit the answers, I think, before we do anything. Because there's a lot of pressure over time. So they go for the pastry on this guy. Okay. We'll pass. The opponent's gonna attack this Dark Control. They have the Poke Stick to kill the second Dark Control. So they can Poke Stick this one. They get the blocker, which is a good blocker. Let's get another Dark Control here, right? Why not? Because we can sacrifice into the Brahmin. So we can go here, into this. We can go here, here. Keep my other units back for the Xolaani turn. Once I kill this, I feel more comfortable playing Xolaani. If I kill this Brahmin, I feel more comfortable playing Xolaani. Other option is that I could, like, once this dies, I could also play the Naganeka. I think we cannot play Xolaani. Like, if when it kills this, we'll get the Dark Control. We'll get the Ballistas back. If they commit to saving this, I'm also fine with this. Okay, so they lose the Brahmin. We have Xolaani now. That's a 22. I think I forced out the second Brahmin. I think I forced out the Brahmin here if the opponent has it. So if the opponent has the Brahmin, they try to kill this, right? Oh, Scorcher. Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, sorry, Disintegrate. All right. Again, less stuff for the Xolaani, right? Less stuff for the Xolaani is what we're looking for. I think it's time next time for us to actually play the Xolaani, though. So we have enough with the double trouble. We have enough with the double trouble that we can play Xolaani out. And as long as the opponent doesn't have a second Brahmin, like, I think we have... Okay, yeah, so we just go here, right? Opponent will have to have a second Disintegrate. So opponent will have to have a second Disintegrate. This also draws us Aatrox, which I forgot about because she's a Darken. So we probably should have played, like... I don't think we lose anymore. Opponent needs to have a second Disintegrate and a second Poke. They used Disintegrate last turn with the Wallop. They lost their stuff. We do need to not die, though. That is also a problem. So we need to not die. So we go down to 2. Because the opponent got Scorched Earth here for Xolaani. We go down to 5. And going down to 5 should be okay. Going down to 5 should be okay. We have Double Trouble and we have Shell Shockers. So we can Shell Shocker here. We Double Trouble and we have 26 5 times. Alright, that's cool. We can even give her Quick Attack. I don't think you can beat this, right? Even if you have another Wallop now. Even if you have another Wallop, this is 5, 26, 26 units. And that's the game. Alright. I had to play it slow, okay? Yeah, like maybe some of you might disagree with that, but the deck that we're playing against, we know that they have a lot of removal. We know they have Scorched Earth. We know that they have Disintegrate. That's why I also couldn't block with Xolaani there, because they were still representing Scorched Earth. And that will kill my Xolaani. I cannot play that Xolaani until I know I have enough to be able to survive to save for the Xolaani to stay alive. Obviously, we didn't want to die either by going too low. The Pharaoh was scary, but once the opponent played Pharaoh, they have a lot less answers for the things that we wanted to do. So, GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Kai'Sa and Evelynn. Interesting. The Kai'Sa might be a problem. I definitely like these bloodletters. I don't know that I like the steam. I like the bloodletters a lot. I definitely want to see this equipment. Oh, this is great. So we have a pretty good curve here, because we can go Shell Shocker into bloodletters. And even if the opponent has the 1-drop here, we're just gonna get the Dark Control right back. So, okay, well, I guess we just push 3 then. That's cool too. We can push 3 as well. That's cool too. Shell Shocker again. We can Shell Shocker Darkin Heart. How does that sound to you? How does that sound? Shell Shocker Darkin Heart? Or do we just do Baru Cultist? I think Baru Cultist is fine. The opponent could have Domination here. And I think I'm cool with that. We can go here. We can kill everything that they summon. And we can go Darkin Heart in the Baru Cultist because she's obviously kind of like the biggest one. And then we play Jagged Butcher. So Darkin Ballista. Yeah, Domination. As expected. Opponent only has 1 mana left. You know what? I don't even know that I play. I don't even know. By the way, we really got an Aatrox. I don't even know that I wait until after. I think I just play the Jagged Butcher now. I think I just play the Jagged Butcher now and I just attack. Because he's gonna get buffed up by one of these equipment regardless. Let's just push a ton of damage here. Opponent has 1 mana. They have to block with the Domination. I want to force them to block with this Domination. This regen sucks because if the opponent gets Evelynn, that's the problem. Yeah, opponent's not even going to block with the Domination. I think that's greedy. You're going to go down to 7. You're going to go down to 7. Wow, okay. They don't want to give me the Dark Control. I understand, but like, really? 7? Okay. Okay. If it's I guess Steam. Steam is kind of annoying. But Steam only has 3 HP, so we can just play Darkin Ballista. Like, we can just play Darkin Ballista. Do I even need to play the Darkin Ballista now? The opponent's gonna just be able to pull these 2 girls. So we just play Steam. We just play Steam. We don't need to play the Darkin Ballista, because the opponent can only pull the Baru Cultist. And when she dies, we still get value into the Xolaani. Now you're gonna block. Now you're gonna pull your Domination when you could have done it last turn. Alright, so hopefully we get a 1-drop here. Hopefully we get a 1-drop here. That doesn't work for us. But what we can do is that we can go here for this Darkin Heart and at least force the opponent to have to haste spike, right? We can at least force him to haste spike. We can at least force him to haste spike because this is gonna be a quick attack into Steam. Is haste spike or it has to be haste spike? They're not in Demacia, so they don't have access to a Cataclysm. The Reaver Throw is not bad, but not what we wanted right now. Yeah, so the haste spike kills the Steam because the opponent could do the haste spike on the Husk. But at least it's counting towards the Xolaani, and I think that's worth it. And we can always get a Dark Control here. Worst comes to worst. I don't want to put regen on the Aatrox, we already have it. And I don't think Aatrox is necessary right now. Haste spike. I know you have it. There we go. Thank you. So we know you have the haste spike, we always do. So now we can go Darkin Ballista on here. And we can just sacrifice this guy into the Shell Shocker, right? Alright. Opponent goes down to 3. We get a Xolaani. We can actually give regen to Xolaani and quick attack. We have enough mana next turn to go Darkin Harp on the Stubborn Husk and then play Xolaani. And that might actually be worth it. That might actually be worth it. Because the opponent just used a quicksand too. I think that's worth it, right? Oh, that's such a crazy move. That's such a crazy move.
You'll cope.
How does the opponent deal?
Are you different?
Because the other option is just to go wide, right? The other option is to go wide and have the Reavers, because this is gonna obviously die. So the reason that I like playing the Darkin Heart first is because it's gonna make the quick attack permanent, right? So it's gonna make that quick attack permanent on the Xolaani, as well as giving her regen. Boiling, quick attack. That's kind of cute. But now we just go Xolaani. We go here. We get the regen and the quick attack, and we don't inherit the overwhelm, the vulnerable, sorry. And there is a 9/8 with quick attack, regen, and overwhelm. Huh. That lifesteal sucks though. The opponent ended up getting the lifesteal, so they go up to 7. Do we ever Aatrox? Do we ever Aatrox? I have to Aatrox eventually. I don't know if it's now that I want to. Because we can go here. This is gonna leave the opponent at 1. Kai'Sa is a problem. But I think if I just go here, just take... Ah, wait, we could have given her the ballista, right? Okay, opponent had the quicksand. Opponent had the quicksand, so we never had lethal here. That's the second quicksand, but remember, this still has everything that we need from her. I think it's actually time to play the Reaver's Row. Oh, we should have played the Watchful Idol first, but that's okay. We play the Watchful Idol second. The opponent can challenge, and that's fine. Because they can challenge, I'm actually going to give this here. Because I know that when they challenge this, this is going to die, and it's going to buff for my Xolaani. They can challenge to kill this Xolaani, but that's fine. We still have the Aatrox, and our World Ender should be pretty close to complete it right now.
Are you different?
Another challenger, so the opponent should always try to kill one of these girls, right? Or one of these guys, sorry. Let's put it here, because if the opponent pulls this guy, I'm cool with this. If the opponent pulls this guy, I'm cool with this. Yeah, you go like this. We get the equipment trigger. We go Aatrox. And next time we play World Ender. And we also have the Reaver's Row. Not having Xolaani, when this game would be the perfect... I mean, opponent didn't get their Kai'Sa. And I didn't get my Xolaani. So, I guess all is fair in love and war. Love and war. War.
Let me in.
Let's block her. Let's block her. I'm not in a position where I care. We're just gonna play Aatrox here. This World Ender is at 6. Okay. Question is here: do we put like? I kind of don't want to put the equipment on this because it's very likely that the opponent has a Rana negation, right? So I think it's actually better off to just play the World Ender by itself. Because if the opponent has a Rana negation, the equipment gets stuck on the 1-drops, and I actually don't want that. I think I just want to play out these guys just like how they are. This is a Rana negation, but you can deal with the Aatrox, and that's why I didn't want to put the equipment here. Because that would have stuck those equipments in on those units. So then we go ahead and play this Taratu. We can actually go ahead and play this Xolaani. Sure, let's do it on this one. We have the Overwhelm, we have double Overwhelm, we have the quick attack. And we have the Fearsome.
Peace through servitude.
We want to leave this one at the end, because that's the one that the opponent wants to block with the Boiling. Alright. Now what? We got the Aatrox win condition this time around instead of Xolaani. That lifesteal has kept him alive, by the way. The opponent has healed a lot out of that, but unless they have a third Quicksand, they cannot deal with this double overwhelm. And they already played 2 Quicksands, right? They already played 2 Quicksands, so the chances of having a third Quicksand are very low. There's no way, right? I say there's no way, but they could always have the third Quicksand. So opponent didn't get Kai'Sa, which was very unlucky for them, or Evelynn. I think either champion would have helped them out a lot. We didn't technically draw Aatrox. We drew him because we ended up getting all the equipment. We didn't draw our actual champion, which was Xolaani. So GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Ashe LeBlanc. If they still play Reckoning, I guess I'm a little bit scared there. Otherwise, we just go... This is not a bad start, right? Shell Shocker into Darkin Ballista. Watchful Idol is pretty good as well. We could probably wait. Although the Darkin Ballista Shell Shocker card was probably better than trying to go for the Watchful Idol, no? Trying to debate. Because the Shell Shocker at least allows me to attack right away and open in case that I draw the Jagged Taskmaster. I guess the Watchful Idol also lets me open attack. I guess we should just go ahead for the Watchful Idol, right? It does let me open attack anyways. And that way we get this out of the field sooner before we can put the rest of our units on the field. So we'll go here. Oh wow, what if we just... Since we have the Buru Cultists now, what if we actually just play them all out? We don't need to open attack. The only thing that punishes me here is going to be... That doesn't punish me, so I guess we just go all in there. We go all in. Let's put it on the Shell Shocker maybe. Or do we put it on the here so that we push more damage? We can put it on the Tentacle so that we can push slightly more damage. Because if the opponent freezes this, they only take 3, 4. If they freeze this, they take in 5. Yeah, so we'll put it on the Tentacle. We'll put it on the Tentacle, push slightly more damage. The Xolaani is interesting. Obviously, it's going to be a while before we reach that. And the rest of our cards are not really buffed up, so... This is going to be interesting how we do this. So again, they have a Brutal Steel and they could freeze this guy, but they still take 5. If they don't have a Brutal Steel, they're taking 8. So you kind of want to play this a little bit aggressive if you can, because why not? Oh wow, they just take 8. Cool. They just take 8. We'll have the Reaver Swirl on turn 4, so we should be able to start summoning some stuff here. I guess honestly we should have put... Yeah, we should put it on the... We should put it on another unit, right? Because technically this was already going to get buffed. This was already going to get buffed by the Watchful Idol and was already going to count towards Xolaani. While the other units were not buffed. Yeah, maybe it was better to actually have put it somewhere else. I did forget about the fact that it was going to count as a buff. Now the opponent got the Brutal Steel here and they just waited to do it this turn so that they could take the trade. They shouldn't pull the Tentacle because it's gonna come back. So yeah, it was a misplay to put on the Tentacle. Even if we wanted to push that additional damage, you have to always be on the Shell Shocker. Oh well. Oh, if opponent gives me this, I'm cool with this. Yeah, that's the Brutal Steel. Yeah, I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this. Wait, what if we put it here? Why don't we put it here first, so that when this dies, it counts towards Xolaani? And that Xolaani is going to be a 4? That might be the difference between us getting to the Xolaani aspect or not. Right? So we go like this. Now, I do think I like the open attack here. Do we need to? We can just play the reverse row and be okay with that too. I guess we don't need to open attack. We'll have the reverse row. That's gonna buff everything up. And that's probably better for us. I'm kind of scared of a Reckoning, but... because I don't want to trade. I guess I could attack with the Baru Cultist. Because the opponent only has a 1/1 to block with it. If the opponent plays like an Ashe here or a LeBlanc, it's a little bit annoying. So we just go like this then, right? Or we just push this damage. I mean, opponent didn't commit any blockers. We just push damage at this point. I think at this point we can just aggro them down. Or at least force like a harsh rinse out of them. I know we're trading here. Opponent's even gonna give me the trade on the Tentacle, which is the one that we want to trade. Huh. Opponent's down to 5 HP. Huh. Xolaani says sits. We go reverse row. It's perfect because in the open attack, everything's gonna be fearsome. I'm gonna be buffed up. Oh, a little bit too late for the Taskmaster. Opponent can kill one of these units. That's gonna be a problem, but that's okay. We can go for the Unending Wave. Okay, so they have the Reckoning. They got the Reckoning. Alright, so they ended up getting the Reckoning this turn. That's fine. I'll pass. I'll pass. I know we don't get the value from the reverse row. But if I play a unit, the opponent can just kill it. If the opponent wants to lose out on 10 damage, I think I'm cool with that too. That was a good Reckoning, right? We said at the beginning of the game, if the opponent has Reckoning, they're gonna have a really good advantage. Because they can just kill my whole board like this. They had the Reckoning. Couldn't do anything about it.
I'll cut them apart.
Opponent's gonna actually develop. Okay, cool. So now let's go ahead and find another 1-drop. Perfect. So we go Watchful Idol. We go Corsair.
I never.
You know what? Let's just play this Taskmaster out like this. Let's just play this Taskmaster out like this. We're gonna get another 1-drop here. And everything's gonna get buffed up. Right? So we can just go here. Force the opponent to have to use the freezes. So force the opponent to have to use the freezes here. And then we just play the Steam and play the Darking Ballista. Which means that then we can play Xolaani to get rid of the Husk. So I like pushing this aggression with this. This is gonna get buffed up by the 10th by the Watchful Idol. When the Watchful Idol dies, it's also going to count towards Xolaani. Xolaani's going to be at 6. Yeah, if we play Xolaani next turn, it allows me to open attack. The problem is that we cannot get her to 16, right? Even if this and this dies, and this is going to die, that's going to be 6. That's 12. If this dies, it's going to be 14. And I guess this guy dying is also going to get us there. But that's lethal, and that's game. We can just sometimes you just aggro them down, right? The Xolaani is nice as a game ender, but sometimes you just aggro them down. And that's what this deck likes to do, so GG's. Hey, welcome back everyone. Hope you enjoyed today's games. You know, when I record decks like this that rely on a combo, right? Like this whole deck is all about Xolaani, right? I always get scared that it's going to take me forever to actually get games where we get to win with Xolaani. Fortunately, we got 2 of them, right? We got that first one versus Karma set where we actually got to see the Xolaani ability trigger and win us the game. And we got the second one against the Gnar Norra player who unfortunately didn't let us attack with the Xolaani. They just surrendered once they saw that they were going to lose with the Xolaani, which is so sad. Like, you know, let me live the dream. Let me live the dream and let me attack with Xolaani. Let me get that full combo off. But you got to see Xolaani winning the game twice. And then you actually got to see Aatrox putting in work. I know in the beginning of the video I said that this is not an Aatrox deck, but like I said, you can actually win games sometimes with Aatrox because you always have Bloodletters and Darking Ballista and you continuously keep trading into the opponent's units. It's very likely that your World Ender is actually going to be pretty cheap. We even play Darking Harp that can actually let us draw the Aatrox, right? As the third equipment. and actually also count towards the Aatrox, as you saw in the Karma Set game. So we got to see Aatrox, and we even got to see a game where we didn't get any champions, and we just ended up just rushing them down, because this deck has a lot of 1-drops that are pushing a lot of damage, right? So as you saw against the Ashe LeBlanc player, if you're not blocking or not defending, we can still just rush you down and just win the game, because that's what this deck does. So let's talk strategies, right? The idea here with this deck, again, you push in a lot of damage early on with your units, and you want your units to be buffed. You want your units to be buffed so that every time they die, they're buffing up your Xolaani. You might have seen that throughout the games today, where sometimes I held back on summoning certain units if I knew that they did not have any buffs on them. Because if they die right away, they're not really contributing to the game plan that we want to do. So ideally, you want to keep the Bloodletters and Ballista in your hand. And actually, keeping one of each is amazing. Because what you can do is that once the unit dies that has the Bloodletters and you get the Dark Control, you can then go ahead and put the Darkin Ballista on the Dark Control and not have to put a Bloodletters on it to actually get the Dark Control to be buffed. So you can do the Darkin Ballista, and now your Dark Control is buffed, and you can save your Bloodletters for a separate unit instead that could give you Dark Controls back and forth. An opponent has to eventually deal with these Dark Controls buffed up with the Ballista, because otherwise that's 5 damage every single time that they're taking. So you're going to get this Ballista back into your hand earlier. So right off the bat, again, you want to make sure that all your units are buffed. So I'm always keeping Ballista and Bloodletters, because these 2 cards kind of enable the whole deck. Then you do want to look for some early units. The Shell Shocker is probably the best one of them, because you can play Shell Shocker on 1 and give it the Bloodletters right away. That's usually one of the best combos you can do on turn 1. Otherwise, depending if you're attacking on turn 2, I don't mind keeping like the Baru Cultist or the Kai'Sa Corsair to just open attack and enable my Jagged Taskmaster, because once I do that, it's going to make it so that all my 1-drops are always going to get +1 power, including the Watchful Arrow itself, so that when they all die, they're buffing this Xolaani over and over and over again, which again is the gameplay with this deck. Obviously, Reaver's Roll is very important with this deck as well, because it buffs all your 1+ allies by 1, but I actually think it's better to first start with the equipment. So focus on the equipment first and your cheap units, and then eventually when you draw the Reaver's Roll, you can just drop it down and get additional buffs that way. But ideally, again, you first want to start with your equipment and at least Shell Shocker, Corsair, or the Cultist, so that you can get some value right away early on in combination with that equipment. The Watchful Arrow is also not bad if you already have an equipment in hand, especially if you have the Bloodletters, because as you saw in a lot of times in our games, you can put the Bloodletters on the Watchful Arrow, so that when the Watchful Arrow dies, it counts to with the Xolaani +2/+2, and also because it has the Bloodletters, it gives you a Dark Control, which is another unit that you can use to actually go ahead and present more damage. So everything is surrounding this equipment and these early units, and you kind of want to draw the later stuff like the Reaver's Roll later on in the game, and of course you want to draw Xolaani later in the game once she's already enabled. To that point, that is where we play triple on Ending Wave. We have enough equipment that on Ending Wave is always going to be triggered, and this allows us to draw and potentially draw into the Xolaani. Of course, be careful. Xolaani costs 7. So you want to make sure that unless you absolutely need to, like if you think that you're going to have lethal soon, as if you if you know you're going to rush them and you just want to see more 1-drops, then go ahead and do it. Otherwise, it doesn't hurt to wait until at least turn 7 or 8 when you know that you have enough mana to play an Ending Wave and then play Xolaani, so that you're not losing your Xolaani randomly. The Steam is not bad, to be honest. The Husk is pretty nice, especially because similar to the Watchful Arrow, you can actually place your Bloodletters on the Husk and then have a unit eat up the Husk, and you're going to get a Dark Control in return, and it's also going to count towards the Xolaani. Not only that, but if you do have the Jagged Taskmaster, then right away your Husk is going to be 1 power, so when he dies, again, it's advancing that Xolaani, which is exactly what you're looking for. And yeah, I mean, and sometimes, as you saw, Aatrox can come down and win you the game. Just be mindful, you know, that don't try to rely on this too much. We are only playing 1 Aatrox. Now, this list that I have, I feel so bad because I haven't mentioned it in the intro, but the list that I got was actually from a player called Ahlkrin, and because I saw that they had gotten like something like 400 OP in like 2 days with this list. And I really like this list. I think it feels really consistent. Even the one-off Darking Harp, I actually like it because if you do draw it, it can be very powerful in any one of your units and to allow you to actually draw your Aatrox, which again could be an alter win condition. So yeah, so that's kind of the end of a strategy. You kind of see the little combos here with the Watchful Idol and the Husk and being able to kind of eat them up and just get all the stats through it. Obviously, your equipment can turn into units later on. Naganeka is really strong, as you saw in the Karma Sett matchup. It forced the opponent to have to obliterate the Naganeka and not even obliterate our Aatrox, which is crazy, right? Naganeka was more worrisome than Aatrox because at 5 power, it can kill almost anything, which is amazing. And then obviously the Xolaani herself can just present lethal because of the overwhelm and whatnot, right? The last thing I want to do is just the mulligans, right? Again, Ballista, Bloodletters, Great Start, Watchful Idol, Shell Shocker, second priority, Cultist, Corsair, third priority. I like sometimes to keep the Jagged Taskmaster if I already know I have a pretty good open attack, right? So if I know I'm going to have an open attack that the opponent cannot stop, keeping the Taskmaster is good because that way you just enable the rest of your deck to always give you units that are going to be buff and get your Xolaani to a really good spot. So yeah, that's going to be it for me today. Hope you enjoyed today's games. If you did, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LoR videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund. We stream every now and then, and also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow.